Make sure that you tune in every Thursday to the Blueprint Live at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on Facebook and YouTube. And then you can catch me on Fluent Radio, Philly Jams 95.3, Indie 101.5, and Mixed Talk Media. And I'm available anywhere that you listen to podcasts, okay, and your radio shows. So get on it, okay? Let's do this. I love to connect with you and promote what you got going on. Let's get it. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on the Blueprint Live, visit thebpmediaco.com today. Make sure that you tune in. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another week of the Blueprint Live with your girl, MzMetchi. Brought to you by Philly 101.5 and Indie 95.3 and Fluent Radio. Shout out to our partners, Be Your Own Kind and Ms. Z with the Tea, honey. And thank you to our amazing sponsors, Tax Strategy, Black Dollar Days, Fiya Infusions, and last but not least, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Okay, tune in every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time and at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in Philly. All right, y'all, it's showtime. Let's get it.
What it do? Your favorite cousin Young Jock checking in. And right now you're tuned into the Blueprint Live with my favorite MzMetchi, all right? Hey, man, you know what it is. Keep doing what you're doing and keep it right here. Chill.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, it's your boy, $2 Fabo, Bankhead Fabo. Oh, hey, man, check this out. I want y'all to tune in right now to the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi. And I want you to tune in every Thursday at 6:30 Central Time.
Hey y'all, let's go. Niggas wanna catch me out of tomorrow, breaking their necks for me to call. Rap like a stallion, bringing shit medallion. My shit getting Italian, me and my girls we wildin'. And this we flow, records rolling down through. Everything is VIP, promoters popping bottles through. Just when you thought you was the best. Building. Someone blew in just a bit more. Feeling I'm slugging, I'm slugging. Yeah, you know I'm slugging. Dog bitch, yo shit. Yeah, you know I'm slugging, I'm slugging, I'm slugging. Yeah, you know I'm slugging. Dog bitch, yo shit. Yeah, you know I'm slugging, I'm slugging, I'm slugging. Yeah, you know I'm slugging. Real quick. Hey, yeah, you know I'm slugging, I'm slugging. Yeah, you know I'm slugging. Together. Yeah, you know I'm slugging. You got that African chain, eating cornbread and collard greens. Hey. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. What's going on over here in these comments? How y'all doing? Hey, cuz. What's going on? Welcome back for another week of the Blueprint Live. I'm super excited to see y'all. I hope y'all excited to see and hear me out here. Thank you to everyone that's tuning in on our Facebook and YouTube while we are live tonight. So excited to have you all here. The conversation is going to be off the chain tonight. Now, I last week when I got ready to wrap up, I started getting my dates confused, y'all. Y'all like the hair? You have to give a little color. But I lost track. So I was working a week ahead of when I needed to. So I thought that I had my guest this week, Rachel Black, but Rachel Black is actually going to be joining me next week. So shout out to her. She just released her project. Super excited, okay, to hear her new music. She is an artist. She's actually based out of Mississippi, but I believe she's from Texas. So our girl has been all over and she's coming on to the Blueprint Live. Super excited to have her come out. And, you know, we're going to have a good time. But tonight, you know what? We get to enjoy some private time. Because, you know, we love our privacy. Hey, Auntie Tracy, what's up, girl? How you doing? Love the hair. Hey, look, I'm loving it, too. I felt like, let's go in with a little bit of color. Let's do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, so that's what we got going tonight. Now, I have to, before we go any further, of course, remind you all to drop your businesses in the comments, please. Someone needs whatever it is that you have to offer. If you all are like me and you're having an event coming up, drop your event in the comments. Like, I
I want to put some things on my calendar. Okay, I want to do that. And of course, shout out to my radio partners, Fluent Radio, Philly Jams 95.3, and Indie 101.5. Now, you know, we're live on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday at 6:30 p.m., but on Sundays at 3:30. Okay, 3:30 Central Standard Time, you all can catch the replay for the Blueprint Live in case you missed any parts. You know, I hope that I can keep you the entire time. But I do understand if you got things to do, you're coming in from work, you can always catch that replay on Fluent Radio, Philly Jams 95.3, and Indie 101.5. And of course, where would we be without our amazing sponsors? Okay, Live Long Health, Pretty Curvy Savage, Paris Ice Bar, and Fiya Infusions. These are the businesses that make it where I can continue to bring you all what's going on around you every week. So thank you all so much to my sponsors. Now, there's been a lot of conversation in the media surrounding some different topics. So I want to talk about this. We're going controversial tonight. We're going controversial. Let's do it. Grown men and young girls. Is it a preference or is it predatory? I want to talk about it tonight. I genuinely want to know, what are some of you all's thoughts? Let's have a conversation. And y'all know that I'm not biased. So while we're going to talk about the grown men and the young girls, we can also, there's room to have conversation about the you know, the grown women and the young boys, the YNs. Tonight I'm sipping my happy seltzer. If you know, you know. If you don't, get in tune. Okay. Get in tune. Get into them very quickly. But of course, if nothing else, drop those businesses in the comments. Okay, so that's going to be our topic. Now, if you are interested in advertising with me, please make sure that you visit the bpmediaco.com. And I want to do something really quick. This is probably going to be done a couple more times, but for me, I really want to just take a quick moment, if I could, to highlight all of the brands. Okay, all of the brands, because we talk about sponsors. And I have the Linked Lit Brunch coming up. It's on May 17th. And y'all, I am so excited about this. So excited. I have not, the last few years, I've done a lot of event planning and outsourcing and different things for everyone else's brands except for mine. So I'm super excited for this one. Like this one is from the heart, it's from the soul. Okay. But along with that, my sponsors, and I'm just going to name them off very quickly, because I will tell you this, when I started to reach out and I knew that I wanted to move forward with having my brunch, I was not prepared to get the response that I did. I reached out to a few people and it spread like wildfire. So real quick, when we talk about the sponsors, okay, so shout out to the sponsors and my event partners and vendors for the Linked Lit Brunch. And I'm just going to name these off. So if you have any and you want to come and check them out, get your tickets. Ticket sales ends tomorrow. But shout out to India Esquire, okay, the 7-Eleven Law Group, Build That Brand, Pink Lips, Black Opal, Black Girl Vitamins, Sky Rose, Rejuvenation Clinic and Spa, JR's Jamaican Tropical Cafe, Live Long Health, Exquisite Souls, Paris Ice Bar, Warner's Tax and Accounting Services, J Witt, House of Binky, Queenie Collections, Butterfly Touch, Sean Mo Moss, Miss Tittle's Cupcakes, Create Your World, Designs by Anna J, Get Fit with Nick, okay, only a few more, Missy's Garden, Peace and Love, Babe's Beauty, Drunken Tales, Pooh Palace, Pouty Girls, The Rosebud Collection, SDL Photography, K&W Printing, okay, it's Southside Printing, Tia Sweets and Treats. Shout out to DJ MH today. He's going to be on the ones and twos. Be Your Own Kind and the Mogul Mag, okay? These were all the businesses, and I had to shout them out. Like, I had to shout them out. Shout out to Rarulu. He's going to be videoing the entire thing. I'm super excited. I have a big announcement, and I told y'all we're gonna be talking about this for the entire time. Okay, get those tickets. Yes, Paris Bar is in the building. Okay, not only, first off, I want to take some time right now. Paris, I'm glad that you're here. Planning this event has been so seamless, and it's because of people like this is my family. but we also can do business together. And we refer one another for business. Paris Ice Bar, you know, not only is she family, again, she is one of the sponsors for the Blueprint Live. She's been a long-standing sponsor and an incredible event partner, a cocktail specialist. I don't know what the highest word is for, you know, making crafted cocktails. And not only that, but curating experiences, being able to pop up. My cousin can go anywhere that you need her and show up and do those things. And I feel like it's so important. This event is not going to be what it's going to be without our partners. Specifically Paris, while you're here, I'm so glad. Like, she moved away and I was so sad because it was just like things had started to take off for me where I'm just like, no, there's opportunities here. So I love the fact that we are able to get together and do these things. Paris, I love you, cuz. Thank you. And she said we use mixologists. Yeah. Okay. My cousin's a mixologist. Okay. The grand dame of mixology. But for real, first off, she was making cocktails back in the day when we weren't supposed to have them. Paris, we won't tell them that story. But it's been in her blood. Okay. What's up, Kim G? Okay. Best friend in the building. What's going on? So I wanted to just take a moment as we talked about the partners to go ahead and shout all of those people out. I love you too, cuz. Thank you again. Like, just, it's been so, it's been such a peaceful experience. You know, the chaos that I have is usually planning things for other people. When I do things for myself, it tends to be not stressful. And it tends to be okay, you know. Parents said making drinks in the basement. Ha, yes. Clock that. Clock that tea, okay? Now look, for those that don't know what's going on, I'm going to give y'all this, and then we got to go ahead and hop into tonight's Hate It and Love It. Let's go.
Ladies, it's time for the Linked Lit Brunch. Join us May 17th, 2025 on the Mag Mile for a day of connecting and getting lit. Tickets available at thebpmediaco.com.
All right, y'all. It's time for Hate It and Love It. Let's get into it. See, I wasn't going to commercial y'all to the death of it. Okay, it's time for tonight's Hate It and Love It. So look, I'm going to kick it off. So I think I kicked it off just now with naming everybody with the event. As always, until after May 17th, the Linked Lit Brunch is the Love It. It's the Love It for a few different reasons. I have been wanting to curate an experience where I can bring in all of the people that are important to me, that help my business and my 9-to-5 life. Like, they help things be seamless. It's been a dream of mine since I've been, you know, running into all of these different people I'm like, can I get them in one room? So I'm super thankful about that. And just the simple fact that everyone's super excited. So that's the Love It. Point blank, period. Ticket sales in tomorrow. I'm going to say it to y'all because this is the thing. I need y'all to know. I want y'all to know why I'm repeating this like we're back in kindergarten. Let's have a conversation. You have those latecomers that are just like this. Oh, you know, they've been seeing the promotion. They scroll right past it. But they want to be in the room. Okay, that's great. We want to have you there. We're ready to serve you that day. Serve you good times, a turn up. But you got to get the tickets before they end. Like, when I said in my tagline that it's not your average event, it's an experience, I meant that. So that's the Love It. Get your tickets. Ticket sales end at midnight tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to let it go. Actually, no, Saturday. So it's a done deal. Get your tickets. That's all I got to say about that. Now, oh my goodness, the next one, the other Love It was, I felt like, this week, the guy had been giving me a message. He had been giving me a message, and it was surrounding rejection. Okay. And I had sat with it. I'm just like, Lord, what you want me to say? I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm living my life like it's golden. And I'm talking to those that, praise God here. And it's okay. If you praise something else or something else be telling you to do things, whatever. But let's get into it. you know how sometimes when you get a message or you get a download and you know, God is like, okay, I'm ready for you to share this, and you just like, whoa, this was just me and you talking. You know, this is me and you vibing. God, what's going on? But he tell you that you got to spread the message. I put up something, and the meme was rejection is redirection. And when I tell you that the rejection aspect, you know, people think rejection, they think like jobs, they think relationships. Sometimes it can be opportunities. It can be, you know, different stances that you have in your life. And I sat with it for a second, because I tell you all that sometimes the quotes, they find me. I don't go looking for them. I prefer to play Bejeweled and feed my puppy on Shein. Those are the things I like to do. But when the memes find me and they speak to me, they trigger certain thoughts. And I've gotten really good in my life with, instead of going outwardly to everybody or talking to people, I go to God. I'm like, look, he gonna be the one that's gonna help me fix it and clear my heart, clear my passion. But when I shared that word, there were so many messages and just different people that reached out that were able to relate. And, you know, I think the love it for me out of all of that is that sometimes it's important for us to share our stories, or to share some of the things that we overcome. I hear a lot of times from people that it's just like, you know, you make it look easy, or you do different things. And the people that are really in my life, like deeply engraved here, they know that it's been everything but easy. They know the last 2 years then told me every which way but loose. Okay, every which way but loose, and being genuine, you know. But y'all know we don't do the victimhood over here. We're warriors. We're warriors. We're strong. You know, we're trying to give up that strong armor and kind of come down, be a little bit softer. But overall, sharing your story sometimes, or sharing the things that you've been through, you know, it makes it relatable. And I'll admit this, since I've done things as far as expanding with my brand and all of these different things, it's been very challenging to know, what do you want to share? What do you not want to share? What do you put out there? What do you keep close to the chest? And I'm finding that I'm learning the discernment of what's appropriate to share and when to share it, and you know, and being very delicate with sharing my words and my experiences. Okay. So that's the love it. That's the love it for me. I told y'all it's been really good. The other love it is Sinners. Can we talk about it? Did y'all see the movie? Okay. Anthony, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you on this live, don't be offended by any of the comments that was coming on, that's about to come out of my mouth. Because he knew he was sitting right there. I was just like, woo, child, I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot just thinking about it. Let me tell you this. Now, I've never been the one. Yes, I'm getting hot for real. I've never been the one that, you know, like Drake is the only one that I really stand for. And I'm not going to give away no spoilers. Don't worry, friend. Because I know my best friend ain't seen it, and I would never do that to her. But I will say this, because she's seen the previews. Honey. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, wait, Auntie Tracy said, hey, hold on. Hey, girl. She said, you're a fighter. Girl, I'm tired of fighting. I want to be one of the people that's giving the water to the fighters. I don't want to be a fighter no more. No more. She said, I'll see it this weekend. Yes, go see Sinners. So, okay. I've never been the one to get super hype or be, you know, all starstruck, or not even starstruck, just like, oh my goodness, this person is so fine. Like, y'all know how the women would go crazy over Denzel and all that other stuff. I don't really have any actors where I'm just like, oh, I'm so goo goo gaga, whatever. But let me tell you this. The sex appeal was oozing in that movie. And it wasn't just Michael B. Jordan's. It wasn't just him. It was just, everybody was sexy. Everyone was sexy on Sinners. Even the bad people. Everybody. Okay. That is the love it. The love it for me is when you put together not only an all-star cast, but everybody is fine as hell. Yes. They say shoot or shoot. Michael B, what's up with you? Okay, like it was giving that type of energy. Even his again, I can't give it away because a lot of people haven't seen it, but I need us to come back and have a recap. Just us. We have to do that, but it was so good. I really enjoyed it. Typically, movies that are longer than 2 hours, I struggle. Y'all have it take for y'all. Y'all have to ask Anthony. I'll fall asleep on a movie in a heartbeat. I will zone out and then go down a dark road of TikTok, and not dark as far as content, but just dark as in like, okay, this movie is 2-3 hours long, and I'm probably on my 137th TikTok video because I don't want to watch it. Oh, girl, not you. I'm just trying to delete that link, girl. Don't be putting that on there. Don't do that. Take that down. Delete. I'm just finna delete that. I'm only deleting it, Auntie, because I don't want no spam on here, girl. Girl, you can't be getting me canceled now for the piracy. Look at us, you trying to get me canceled with the piracy. But send me that link via text. So that's that. Now look, I hated it. I'm tired of being relied on at work. I'm tired. I'm tired of being the point person. I'm tired of being the encyclopedia at work. Can somebody feel me on that? Where my working folks at? Where my retired folks at? Where are y'all? I'm still hot off the centers. It's still very warm. But okay, so I told you all a few months ago that we were experiencing this big transition. Okay, great. You know, I did not recognize how much I was going to be an imperative piece. And I'm not speaking with an inflated sense of ego. I'm telling you all literally, this is my life. This is what's going on. It's been too much. That's the hate of it. I don't want to be relied on. I don't like hearing my name anymore because I get called so much from everybody. Lynn said, would you see it again? Because I have to remember I was talking to my cuz now. But respectfully, I'll say this in the most respectful way. Hell yeah. I would see it. Okay, for real. In my honest review, I would go and see Sinners again. And Sinners was definitely my love it. But I would go and see it again because the cinematography of it was off the chain. The colors, like I'm very big on symbolism and, you know, understanding certain things and like the placement of it. The scenery was absolutely beautiful. It was stunning. All the actors and actresses, I mean, they came and they brought that energy that was needed. It was totally worth it. I would watch it. No phones. Okay. I didn't pull my phone out not once. At a certain point, I didn't even want to eat my snacks. I will say this, if you have not seen Sinners yet, that first hour or so is a little slow. It's a buildup, but it's a slow burn. But it's really, really good. I will say that's my honest review because I would absolutely go and see it again. Absolutely. Okay, Stressy, yes, girl, raise your hands up. Throw their hands up. Boo, boo. Okay, what's up, David? Tuning in from Cedar Hill, Texas. Okay. Yes, it was a great film. That's totally the love it this week. She said, I heard the Technicolor was amazing. I'm going to see it. Cause go see it. Go, you're gonna love it. You're going to love it. Okay, David said it grossed 70 million globally. I can believe it. And he Ryan Coogler worked out a hell of a deal for himself. It's a deal that's been unheard of. And I'm going to find the article and share it. But it was, you know, essentially a deal for him to really be able to make money off of the top of the movie versus having to wait for reimbursement after the movie company that was behind it after they made their cut. So he did something monumental. It was definitely for the culture, 100%. I love that. Now, look, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, okay, this lady, now I saw this one. This one was in, and it was used with permission from Marriage Life Uncensored. And baby, this one is bad. Not bad, but they're going to need a little bit of help. Okay. We'll be right back after this break.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye.
Ladies, it's time for the Linked Lit Brunch. Join us May 17, 2025 on the Mag Mile for a day of connecting and getting lit. Tickets available at thebpmediaco.com.
Let's get into today's What Would You Do? Where we're talking about real situations with real people and offering real solutions. Y'all, it's always something going on with this. All right. I'm gonna just leave it there. Drop your businesses in the comments if you have not done so already. I know we got some business owners in here. Let's get to it. Now this lady was having a dilemma, and y'all, let me tell you. This What Would You Do? It ended up being off the chain in the group. Tracy, yes, go see it, girl. Go see it. This What Would You Do? I had to get y'all opinion on it because when I clicked on this one, it had over 200 something comments on it. So here it goes. Listen up. This one's a little rough. So you might want to grab a drink or grab you a happy seltzer or something. But so my husband is struggling with ED. He takes supplements that assist with this. Some nights they work better than others. Most times I fake orgasms to protect his ego because he's sensitive about how he satisfies me by penetration. Recently, we had a disagreement because he says I'm selfish and working to get multiple orgasms when I should be focusing on him getting his after I get mine. What he doesn't know is that I'm lying, saying that I actually came because I know there's a possibility it can go soft after a while and I don't want him to feel away. So I pretend to be pleased, and if the pill just so happens to grace me with a few more minutes, I try to go for what I know. Anyway, starting to lose interest in sex because I'm afraid to be honest, and it's turning into a theatrical production to protect his ego. This is really bothering me, and I don't know if it's normal. Should I be honest with him or just bear it and wait for this phase to pass? Jesus, Jermaine Christ. Like that, personally, that was my reaction when I read it in the group and in the comments. The comments were going off. I want to hear what you all think. If you're just coming in, I see a few people filtering in for tonight's What Would You Do? The husband's experiencing some different, challenges. And she's been faking this entire time. He told her that she's being selfish, but she's actually not being pleasured whatsoever. Now, I'll give my take while you all gather in the comments. Because I told y'all this one was going to be in the chest, okay? Girl, be honest. That's your husband and that's your person, okay? You need to say something. You got to say something. Be honest. And this is the thing. It's not about what you say, okay? With this, what would you do? It's not about what you say. It's about how you say it. Okay, let's get in the comments real quick. Okay, Auntie Tracy, you're saying bear it all? Was that? Yes. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Lynn said that's a lot to take in. Excuse my play on words. Yeah, it's definitely a lot. It's, I put it to you like this. I always, when this topic comes up, as far as, performative or, performance type of things, as far as with partners and everything, my stance is always think about it from the other point of view. So women, our thing is we may not have ED, but there's a certain point where we, the water isn't running as fine as it used to. I'm trying to say it ginger. I want to say it in a nice way. Yeah. So if you are struggling with that, and you're dealing with someone that's just like, hey, I'm ready to go. And it's like, it's giving sandpaper. You're going to feel away. You're going to want someone to handle you with care. And I think that the thing that gets confused is that sometimes with men, like they don't have feelings or that their feelings don't get hurt. So you want to be able to approach it, but just be honest. Like, oh man, oh man, got to catch it next round. I mean, I'll sprinkle some sugar on it. It's just like, ooh, so close. You advocate for yourself. If you don't advocate for yourself, girl, at least do it for your poochie. Come on. Do it for your poochie. I just try to say, get your toys out and teach him. Okay. So I see y'all coming in for the what would you do? Tonight's what would you do? The husband is experiencing some challenges. Okay, he's not pleasuring her. She's been faking the big O the entire time. He then turns around and tells her that she's being selfish by trying to get multiple when she's struggling to just get one. Yeah. And what's the vitamin regimen like? What's going on? She said, and if the pill graces me with a few more minutes. Girl. But you got to be honest, though. You can't, let me tell you, something like that or to that magnitude where you're not being pleasured, it builds resentment. That's the only thing that I can see coming out of something like that. You end up getting resentful. Like if you don't find some type of peace or some type of way to get yourself together, and they're married. So we're, naturally we're going to try to speak of just a monogamous relationship. How do you find pleasure in a monogamous relationship with someone that's not able to do that? How do you find some type of resolve? I think that the first thing is being honest. You're gonna have to advocate for you and your poochie sis. And that seems to have been the overall state of things. Now, when I read this post in the Marriage Life Uncensored group, shout out to them. They keep some real fresh stuff going on in there. It's always somebody that's looking for some advice for real. But be honest. You got to say something. Advocate for yourself. Let's see. Lynn says she has to be honest with him. Like you said, if she doesn't, she'll begin to resent him. 100%. 100%. Latifa said, watch porn and start a new position. Maybe that might help out. Use some, yep. I had to take that off of there. It was finna get real rated R. Real XXX, honey. Yes, it was. Okay, as Tracy said, yeah, the blue pill will help. And then this is the thing. We got to stop the shame of shaming anybody. Like, cause I tell you what, I will never forget. Now, this couple, they are not together anymore. And y'all know we never blast, but we could talk about we could pull the experience out. And the gentleman had some different, he had some challenges as well. Even down to the fact that his mate had, actual like my chart type of results of things that was going on in his life and would use it as ammunition in arguments to tear him down because he needed some assistance or he wasn't, able to perform in the way that he was supposed to before. And I always say you have to treat people, especially if you don't treat nobody else like how you want to be treated, treat your spouse like that. Be nice to them. If you're talking to them about something or, an experience that you have where they may have disappointed with you, approach with care. If no one else deserves your leniency or your softness or you talking to them in a nice way or whatever the case is, it's got to be your spouse, right? So, sis, if you're going to have a conversation with him, first off, should you have the conversation? Yes. Should you be honest? Absolutely. You should not just bear this. Or it's going to end up coming out, and it's going to end up coming out in a very vicious way. Y'all know how that is. You holding on to something, and then when it finally comes out, it's like it's trying to escape. That's what would happen here if you don't tell him that you're not actually achieving any orgasms. Never have. Because one thing about me, I don't care. And I'll tell you what, not even to get too spicy, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not lying. No. If I hit you with we're going to have to run that back. You should know it was, I didn't get there. What did Janet Jackson say on the song? I didn't even get to come. Yeah. David, it could be physical intimacy that he has. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, he may be able to help out in other ways. Being brutally honest can hurt his feelings. I mean, well, this is the thing, Auntie. So what you supposed to do? I don't think that there's an unhurtful way that you can say, I didn't go there. I don't want to go there. I guess I gotta go there. You know? Auntie Tracy said, talk him through it. Not talk him through it, girl. Get your Auntie Tracy been on TikTok. Talking about some talking through it. Girl, you gonna get your internet cut off tonight, to now. Show him how to please you. Yeah, I agree with that. She said, honestly, she's not feeling him. That was what I took away from it too, Latifah. She literally said that, hold on. She said that she's starting to lose interest in things. And I mean, I think that it would. Like if you just, you know, somebody just kind of, and you're never achieving anything, I think that would make anybody feel away, right? 100%. That's where I'm at. It's like, oh, better get off me, unhand me. So in this situation, I think that it's a good space to wrap up. Be honest, sis. You owe it to yourself to, you know, this is someone that you've chosen for a lifetime. Okay, this is not just a boyfriend or a fly-by-night situation. And realistically, I'm not a person where it's just like, leave your partner, leave your spouse, do anything. No. If you've got some fight for it. But this is your person that you chose for life. And you have to understand that everything is not going to always be how it was. Things do change. I tell people the longer that you've been in a relationship, the more of a challenge that it is, because you've seen all phases of this person. You've been in the midst of these phases. So imagine you were a young guy getting it in. You go on multiple rounds, you doing all of that, and then there comes a certain point in time where you can't. I would imagine for anyone, whether they were a man or a woman, that would make them feel away. So in being honest, be kind. Be kind. Be caring to your spouse as far as sharing that information. You know, find a way. Like, you know, if you know your spouse, you know how to get through to your spouse. Like for me, sometimes when I have to say really heavy things, or if I have to share something that may be potentially uncomfortable, we talk ish at my house. I talk like one of the guys, if I can be completely honest. I do. So, you know, I would probably just be like, ooh, dang it. I was almost there. Oh, guess I gotta be quicker than that. I'm going to say something to my partner to indicate, like, hey, you know, whatever. Like, it's, you know, like, just, this is your person that you chose, sis. Y'all gotta stop being afraid. I tell y'all every week, stop being afraid to have conversations with people that you are in relationships with. It's not even just about romantic relationships. It could be about platonic relationships. It could be about business relationships. Always be honest. I would rather you be upset at me for telling you the truth than to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I would imagine if you go on like this and then you get mad at him and you just be like this, and I don't even come nowhere. You don't even make me. That's going to be so much more hurtful than telling him in the moment that there was a time that he fell short. Be fair to your spouse, sis. Clock that tea. Now let's see. I'm Auntie Tracy there. Or do a little gummy. Gummies do make you feel very sultry. Oh, Happy Salsa Water does too. Okay, Auntie Tracy, in the words of Chris Brown and Jacquees song, you got to put in work, work, work. Okay, you do say that in that order. In that order, guide him to where it's at. Yeah. You know, and then this is the thing, baby, look, we got too many tools at our display to not be putting together vitamin regimens and different things. You know, I'm finding this. I'll tell y'all this. How I was sharing with y'all earlier that the last couple of years kicked my butt. I had some moments where, and oh my goodness, my people that was close to me, they held on to me because I was having like crying spells and all of these different things. I just was feeling like sad, you know what I'm saying? Like for real sad. Only to go and get my dang vitamin, levels, get my levels checked, get my blood drawn. And I was so deficient in vitamin D. It was giving very sad, girl. Very, very sad season. And since it prompted me that once I started taking the pump it up, the vitamin D, in conjunction with some other vitamins, baby, when I tell you, I have been so happy. Y'all, this for real. Y'all know my mom's birthday just passed, okay? And oh my goodness, the last couple of years, it was kicking my butt. You know, just like everything. I had stuff going on. I was missing her. And them crying spells was going on. And baby, my mama's birthday was the day after I take my largest dose for the vitamin D. And we're talking about real vitamin D, y'all, not the D. For all you perverts. All you freaking people. But for real. And I felt the tears trying to form, but they wouldn't come out because it was like, I'm so happy today. Like, I felt like she wanted me to like be happy, you know. It's too many resources that we have available to us to research the things that we need, and that can actually help heal our bodies, right? So look into some of the stuff with him. You know, make it a date to go to the doctor with your husband. Schedule y'all physicals together. I want to go to the dentist with my man. We can go to the doctor, the optometrist, the orthodontist if you're getting your teeth fixed. Wherever you need to go, whatever appointments, that's your husband. Go with your husband. Go with him. Okay? Auntie Tracy said that they help. Yes, girl, I was deficient in vitamin D. David said, happy birthday to your mom. Yes. Shout out to my mom. It was her birthday. It was Aries season. It came and passed. We are now in Taurus season. Let me be clear. We are now in Taurus season. Okay. Latifah said, stop being selfish and giving him the mouth service. Well, this is the thing, sis. She's saying that he's getting his every time. She's not having one whatsoever. Clock that now. Clock it. I'm going to let you all talk amongst yourselves, but I have to take a really quick break. And when I come back, we're going to jump into tonight's What's Happening, What's Up right after this.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you could treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye.
Ladies, it's time for the Linked Lit Brunch. Join us May 17th, 2025 on the Mag Mile for a day of connecting and getting lit. Tickets available at thebpmediaco.com.
Time to get into what's happening and what's up in these streets. Let's get it.
Let's get it. What y'all talking about in the comments? Usher Tracy said, that's good, Tracy. Okay, all right, y'all showing love. Well, it's him that's crazy. Guess time for a new plan without him. Ooh, not a new plan without him, girl. Oh, you like that DUMS. Y'all play too much. Get out of the comments. Right now. Right now. So jumping into tonight's what's happening, what's up. Now, our topic for the night, let me just remind you all. Let me remind you of the topic for this evening. We're going to be talking about grown men and young girls. Is it a preference or predatory? In light of that, what's happening, what's up? You all know that Uncle Shannon Sharp, he's facing a $50 million lawsuit amid abuse allegations. The young lady, when it came out, she was 19 at the time when he was seeing her. And there was audio footage that leaked that said that he was going to choke the sugar honey iced tea out of her. Very unfortunate situation. We're going to talk about that. Now, in the midst of that story rolling out, which, you know, I just want you all to note this for later. The clip of when he interviewed Monique, okay, the comedian Monique, it resurfaced amid the allegations. And, you know, she basically said, like, hey, you need to go and get you someone that is of your age, in your bracket, and in your caliber, okay? And certainly it was advice that I'm sure now, looking back, he wished that he would have taken heed to. Moving along. Now, you all know it was either the last show or the one before that, I was sharing with you all how Carly Red from VH1's Love and Hip Hop, she had gotten married to the guy that was over Now That's TV, and they were, you know, going through a divorce not too long after getting married. Well, she was recently just arrested following a robbery at her ex-husband's home. She's been, of course, forbidden from going back over there. They know she crazy. I don't understand it. He should have listened to Auntie Monique. She tried to tell him. She tried to tell him. Yes, she did. She definitely did, Latifah. She tried to tell that man, like, hey, you better stop. You better stop. Okay, Shannon messed with a teenager, and now he's playing teenage games, big dummy. Okay, look, and I want y'all to hold on to that. Hold on to that for tonight's topic, because I want to know from y'all, is dating younger that young? Is it a preference? That's what we're talking about, okay? It was reported today that little Uzi Vert was hospitalized in New York City for an unknown illness. Now, we're still following that story. We'll see what comes from it. Some Illinois news, and for those in the surrounding areas, okay? Did y'all hear that Dick Durbin was announcing his retirement? And Governor Juliana Stratton, she was announcing her Senate run to take his seat. Oh, come on now. Come on. Kim said Unc is too freaked out at this point. Kim, he's the freak body. He's a freak body. He's a freak body. Now, this was a sad story that coming from Chicago firefighter Captain David Meyer. He recently passed away from a garage fire that was started by the people at the residence. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I hope they get locked up, because why are you starting fires? Why y'all still playing with fire in 2025? As if we not already living in hell. Is everybody okay? I'm getting hot again. Moving along. If y'all remember the Highland Park parade shooting, the shooter was actually sentenced to life in prison. Okay? Because why are you going and shooting up the stuff? What's the problem? What's the problem? Now, you all know that the Pope passed away too. That's just a little world news for you. He's currently lying in state at St. Peter's Basilica. Okay? You know, the crazy part about it, they were talking about the fact that he stayed alive long enough to tell JD Vance about himself. And that just sent me. I'm like, you know, people, they like, I'm going to hold on until this one person gets there. And then I'm going to cuss him out. That's probably what he did. Now, some news that you all should be on your radar.
and it's shaking it up. The global debt is projected to exceed 100% by 2030. Okay, global debt is shooting up. The cost of everything is going up, y'all. If you don't have a plan, if you don't have an advisor, get one. I'm gonna have a few on deck that can help you out with some things at the Linked Lit Brunch happening on May 17th, because that's what's happening and what's up for real. That's what's really going on. Last but not least, did you all hear about the 6.2 magnitude earthquake that took place in Istanbul? It killed and injured over 230 people. A 6.2 earthquake. Y'all better get right. That's all I got. Y'all better get right. A 6.2. Did you hear me? Okay. I just want to make sure that you all clocked that. 6.2 magnitude earthquake. 230 people injured. Y'all better get right. Get right with somebody. Your higher power, whoever. I'm gonna get right with Jesus. Okay? Because I don't want to turn into a zombie or nothing like that. I don't want it. I'm just saying, Nancy. I'm just saying. I have to take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna hop into tonight's topic. Let me just give that to you all one more time. Grown men and young girls. Is it a preference? Or is he a predator? Y'all let me know. We'll be right back.
Ladies, it's time for the Linked Lit Brunch. Join us May 17th, 2025 on the Mag Mile for a day of connecting and getting lit. Tickets available at thebpmediaco.com.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Now it's time for the Blueprint Live's topic of the day. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Now, if you haven't already, make sure that you drop your businesses in the comments. Okay, I want to connect with you all. Let's get into it for tonight. Now, grown men and young girls. I really wanted to kind of unpack this because it's, of course, been a hot topic in light of what I shared with you all for tonight's What's Happening, What's Up with the Shannon Sharpe $50 million lawsuit. Okay, in which, there were reports that he actually tried to pay $10 million originally, and the young lady came back and she wanted more. So I think that there's a lot of blurred lines between dating and what they call grooming. Now, my opinion on this, to be completely honest, is that unfortunately it's a preference, and I feel like it's a little bit predatory. I think that sometimes when we look at grown men and them going after young girls, it's like, I can't speak for a man. But from a woman's point of view, it's certainly a little bit weird that you wouldn't want someone that's on your level, or at least have some of those shared life experiences that, can teach you a thing or two, to go after someone that hasn't really seen the world yet or do those things. And, even the audio that I heard where he said he was going to choke her, like, oh my goodness, that baby violent, roughing them up, flipping them out, doing all of these different things. It certainly seems predatory. It does. I'm sorry. I don't, I'm not trying to talk about nobody, but the reality is, why are you dipping that low into the thing? What's going on? So are we ignoring some deeper issues of power and manipulation in those types of dynamics? Because certainly if it's flipped, because I told you, we're not just going to talk about just the grown men and the young girls. We got to talk about the grown women with the young boys too. I'll tell y'all this. I used to date this guy, and, he would always joke back in the day, like, if I wasn't, with you, I would be with somebody that was older. So naturally, when he we broke up, you know, he did ultimately get into a relationship with someone that was significantly older. Significantly, like, and we were, oh my goodness. And we were young, okay? We were young, because this was before I was married too. So needless to say, when I tell you, ended up bumping into mutual friends. And he was getting walked like a dog. Do you hear me? Walk like, come in, give me your check. Here's your stipend for the week. Very much so, like, I'm gonna have you up in here taking care of kids. It was, you know, just not really the life that I'm sure he envisioned for himself. But he became a toy. A toy. There's some predatory things with that. Because, ma'am, why you this older, you can't find nobody that's on your level? Why you taking the man's check? Having him draw out of his 401ks and things, baby. And I don't know why the people came and told me all of that. I was like, Shannon should have left her at the trailer park behind the trash can. I'm assuming that's what that is. Because you have lost your damn mind. You should be able to take care of mommy and them now and build them a house or just buy a double wide or something. Oh my gosh, that was scathing. Damn, David. Damn, friend. You was mad, huh? Yeah, but what Shannon had the likes of everybody. I mean, hell, even Keke Palmer looked like she was flirting with him on the interview. I'm like, you could have had women that were significantly older. Why did you go after this little girl? I don't know. And let's see. Latifah, what did she say? It's definitely given that. Certainly it gives. It's just a little predatory. I mean, because I feel like, why they're so young like that. And then, you know, for me, this is what I used to hate. Now, in my entire life, I've always been shapely, even when I was a younger girl. And for me, I think it was the weirdest thing. Oh my goodness. And Lord, I pray my dad not watching this, because then he gonna be wanting to know names and ask questions. But if my sister is on here, she knows. Okay. But one of my dad's friends, yeah. Now I was old. I'm a grown woman at this time. But ran into him at the local liquor store. Okay, because I was getting my liquor too. I'm grown. And he said something. He said, "Oh, you look so nice." And, you know, I had on like a cute little maxi dress or whatever the case. And y'all know I feel my maxi dresses out from the top to the bottom. Okay. So, you know, of course, like, you know, it's giving hoochie. I was being a hoochie. Okay. Y'all know MzMetchi's a hoochie. So, not a hoe, but a hoochie, be clear. But needless to say, you know, I'm at the liquor store. I'm getting my drink. We finna go out. And, you know, so after he complimented me, at first it seemed, you know, kind of innocent. And then, you know, and he's just like, yeah, you know, you always been looking good and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, oh, always? Why you always been looking? I was just like this. I was like, well, this is a little awkward. So I'm about to bow out this conversation. Let me go and check out. Right? Freaked me out. Of course, I was actually on my way with my sister. We were going somewhere, all of us. And I told her what happened. I'm like, girl, look, this man, look what he said. Why would he say that? You're my dad's friend. Why would you be looking? Because my whole thing is, I ain't looking at none of y'all like that. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna regard y'all in the same way that I would as like a family member, like an uncle. I'm looking at your old ass. Now, these men, that they be looking, you shouldn't be looking like that. Look at somebody your own age. Chanel said, be clear. Because I wanted to be clear. I'm a hoochie, but not a hoe. There is a difference. Y'all know my phrase that I told y'all we going with this year. Titties and toes is going to be out all summer. You might see a little bit of it in the wintertime if it's the peak time. But you're going to see the titties and the toes. And we gonna keep it respectful. My husband know too. He know when he met me, I had my titties and my toes. I'm like, know who you married. That what we was talking about with the what would you do? Know who you married. He knew I was a hoochie when he met me. He met me, and I next time I saw him, I had on coochie cutters. Oh baby, I'll be acting up. I'm gonna get hot again. Just thinking about how much of a hoochie I'm gonna be in summer. Oh, so fun. I can't wait. Oh my goodness. We got to get the last of our Shein parcels before the prices increase tomorrow. Place your orders. Place your orders. I'm about to clear my cart tonight, probably. I'm not. But I think I got a credit for my puppy. But yeah, I'm a hoochie. Y'all some hoochies too. Titties and toes. Titties and toes. I can't lie. How y'all think I got? Wait, how y'all think I got here? Oh my gosh, no. What do you mean? Wait, don't explain that. I feel like that's gonna be bad. Don't explain that. Yeah, titties and toes. Titties and toes. Respectfully though. Respectfully. I feel be having my, but I'm also having my but needless to say, grown men looking at the little girls like that, it's weird. That's weird behavior. Why are you looking at someone that you can't even take them to the club with you? There has to be some limitation. I want them to raise the statutory limit up to like 21. No lie. If you can't come get a drink with me, if you can't go in and buy a pack of squares with me, you can't get this D. That has to be the standard for the guy. You shouldn't be giving up your D to anybody that can't buy you a pack of squares or a bottle of liquor. You're a creep. It gets very dun 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 dun. In New York. Somebody know the SVU intro. That's what it's giving to me. What are they giving to y'all? Okay. So do y'all, for me, do you think that it's possible for a grown man or a grown woman to really, really like deeply fall in love with somebody that's young like that? Like we talking about under 21. For real. We talking about in the 50s, the 60s. Dating the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds. It was one of those actors. Was it not Robert De Niro? It wasn't him. It was somebody else. And he had a child. And he was, just old child. It was given great granddaddy status. And he had children. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And the girl was young. I'm like, girl, you just turned 21. You was just able to get you a little Corona. You were supposed to have the titties and toes out for a little while longer. Respectfully. And for me, where I'm at is that when you have relationships that is that much of a difference, you have to think about, is that person even on the emotional or mental scale to be able to be in a relationship with you like that, It certainly doesn't seem like that could be the case. Let's see. Chanel said, grown men and women looking at younger opposite is questionable and concerning. It's not okay. I despise when people say, well, they 18, so they grown. Absolutely not. 18 is 1 year from 17, and the mindset hasn't changed that much. 100%. Robert De Niro definitely had a baby about a year or two ago with a younger woman. Okay, I felt like that I had seen that, Chanel. I was like, I've seen the craziness. What's going on here? I don't get it. I don't think that you can seriously date someone like that. But then I just feel like at that point, if you're that much older, why would you even be wanting to be physical with anyone that's that young? And granted, I know it's the allure. They went through the bodies or did different things like that. But there are people that are of your age that haven't gotten a lot of bodies either. What? I think that men probably be going for the younger girls. I was going to say something so bad. I think that they go for them because they probably don't know what like that's supposed to look like. I don't know. They be sad because they be hanging. I don't know what's going on. And I'm not trying to be inappropriate, but I'm just trying to think, like, why go for the super, super young girls like that? Like, is it because you want them to not know no better? What's the alert? She said, yes, he takes the blue pills. I mean, some people not ashamed, nothing. Some people are not ashamed. And now, do y'all think, honestly, that society glamorizes when grown, older men are with the super young girls? Do y'all think that it's glamorized behavior within society? I think it is. Yeah, I do. Y'all know Cher was dating somebody too. Wasn't she dating Amber Rose ex-husband or somebody like that? They gave her hell on wheels when she was dating that man. But, when I've been seeing men in the comments about the Shannon Sharp stuff, they've been more so like, man, I see why you did X, Y, and Z. What? What do you mean you see? Why? Make it make sense. Okay. I think it's glamorized. But let you go and get with a YN. A young boy. A young man. You a cougar. They demonize and do all of these different things. They will do that to the girls. But they don't do that to the guys. I certainly think it's glamorized. And to me, the reason why I feel like it's predatory, and I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all, when you have to wait for somebody to cross over an invisible line, meaning the age line, okay, the legal limit, the legal line, when you got to wait for somebody to cross over that line, you done went too far in the trenches already. That's what makes it predatory. I'm going to just wait till she turned about 19. What? And like Chanel said, 18 is only 1 year away from 17. Can y'all think about when y'all was 17? I wasn't trying to be with no 50-something-year-old. I'm like, no. I'm Gucci. I need to meet some people. Because y'all, and again, when we talk about dating and meeting folks, we're not talking about having sex with them. Get your minds out of the gutter. There is a way for you to be able to date without having to lay down with every person that you see and you entertain. You don't have to lay down with all of them. Okay. But when I was young, I didn't see a 50-something-year-old. I'm like, you older than my damn daddy. At that point, we had younger parents. Yeah, some of my friends, they're like, oh, we already in our 50s. We've been to turn 60s. I'm like, oh, Lord, what's going on? I'm like, what? Woo! Y'all a little older. David said, well, Cher want to turn back time on her wanting to feel young, and that guy made Cher feel younger with Cher. Yeah, I mean, he probably needed her too. I'm just saying. It's a little bit too much. So I think that with these relationships, they become problematic because I definitely think that if you're that young and you're dealing with someone that's significantly older, it alters some things and some experiences for you that you have in your early 20s and, all of those things. It ages you, I would imagine. You 19. That girl was 19 dealing with Shannon Sharp. He talking about he gonna choke her up. It's very unfortunate. To me, I want to know from you all, first off, have you dated someone that's significantly older? It happened to me one time in my life, and that was college. I had no business. I had no business doing that. Dating older is not my purpose at all. I can never even freak the older man for money. Laughing but serious. I just can't. Yeah, oh my gosh, what was the difference? Oh no. What was the difference? It was significant when I did it. Oh gosh, yeah, it was significant. But it was definitely in college. And for me, look, I was a wildcat. Not in real life, but just in general, like you have to know what it is. It's like, you old, honey. You're too old. This is weird old. What are we doing here? It got weird. So I couldn't date significantly older either. It would have the max is 10 years. 10 years. I was a little bit out of that range at that time. Yeah. Yeah. Now, older men need to sit down and stick to their Bengay trying to talk to younger women. I mean, yeah, I agree. But the girls be wanting it, though. They don't care. They like, dude, he got cash. Girls, y'all have to learn how to be a hoochie and not a hoe. There is a difference. I'm telling y'all, it's a difference. I have to take a quick break, and we're going to close out with tonight's quote of the night. We'll be right back after this break.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you could treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Ladies, it's time for the Linked Lit Brunch. Join us May 17th, 2025 on the Mag Mile for a day of connecting and getting lit. Tickets available at thebpmediaco.com.
Thank you so much for all of my listeners for tuning in. And now it's time for the quote of the night. Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. I'm going to close out with these comments. Chanel said, laughing my ass off. We're old is funny. My max older is 6 to 7 years. Okay. Yeah, I could do 10. So 10 is my max after that. And it can't be 10 going into 11. It's got to be a solid 10 years. 10. That would be the max. If I I don't intend to be back on the scene. But if I were on the scene, that would have to be my max. I know, Latifah. Yes, I know. It's my goodness. I've always missed you all. Now, this quote, I ain't gonna lie, this ain't for me. I just feel like somebody need to hear it. So here it goes. As you mature, you realize that many people only keep up with you because they want to know about you, not necessarily because they care for your well-being. You'll find that people feed off the moments in your life only to hold comparisons between yourself and them or to discuss you elsewhere. Keep yourself to you. Keep your circle small. Be selective about what you utter and how much of it you do. Not everyone holds your well-being in the best interest. Not everyone will find happiness in your happiness. Not everyone is your well-wisher. As you mature, you'll find that being selective in your speech and your company is best for you. Now, I'll tell y'all this. I'm blessed in my life and have been for a while that my tribe, baby, we stand strong. It gives very Woman King. It gives very Black Panther. Very, we gonna stick it out to the end. Like my people, we locked in for real. And I will say that there was times in my life where when certain situations would dissipate, it was something that would ruminate for me because I just couldn't understand that. But with time and with maturity, it brought on the wisdom that is just like, to not hold on to those things. Or when people are showing signs that they are not a constant or that they're not good for you or that they may only potentially be for self, you have to treat them and the situation accordingly. And it's been lessons that I've learned even up through, this year with just certain things of learning to take a step back, not being so readily available and always ready to help or just doing, just whatever it is, the ways that I show up is me learning to better reserve that. And also being very selective as far as what comes out of my mouth. Like at this point in time, I only want to speak greatness over myself, even when it comes down to the things like, I am very open about talking about infertility. This week is infertility week. Okay. April 20th through the 26th. And it's, pretty dope. But even with those things, I don't speak bad over my womb because it may not be 100% doing what it needs to do at this point, right? You got to speak positivity over your life. So even the things that I utter out, I'm like, it's okay that things are not working now, but we have to remain hopeful. We have to also know that, like, what we speak out of our mouth, we got to speak whatever it is that we want. So I speak healing, okay, over myself. I speak success. Those are the things. So even when the days are going bad, or you check the bank account and it ain't as hefty as you want it to be, whatever is going on, be selective as far as how you approach it and what you say outwardly. It does have an impact, okay? I love all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, okay? Next week, got Rachel Black joining me. I told you I'm excited to hear her music. She got a couple bops, y'all, for real, that I've heard personally. I mean, she got more than a couple bops, let me be clear. But the ones that I've heard, I'm like, okay, you immediately add it to the playlist. Immediately. Super excited. Tomorrow, the sales end for the Linked Lit Brunch. I don't want y'all messaging me afterwards. If you are a lady, let me put this out there. If you are a lady and times is hard, things is tight, and you want a ticket, send me a message with your email. I want you to be in the room. I want you to have the resources. I want you to eat good, drink good, and enjoy yourself, and you deserve that. So if you are someone that's tuning in and things is a little bit tight, or you don't get paid till next week, I understand. Message me, so let's make some arrangements so that we can get you there. Okay, I can do that. Okay, I can do that. We got to be kind to each other. Send me a message. You ain't got to drop it in the comments. You don't have to do anything. If you want to attend and you like, girl, I ain't got my ticket, I'm having a hard time, message me. Send me a DM. I'm for real. Between now and tomorrow. Do not wait until after tomorrow. But for real, I love y'all. And until next time, bye.
Ladies, it's time for the Linked and Lit Brunch. Join us May 17th, 2025 on the Mag Mile for a day of connecting and getting lit. Tickets available at thebpmediaco.com.